Everybody, I'm Tom Vessel.
I'm Z Garcia. Hello.
I'm Rodney Smith.
What?
Oh.
Alrighty, for those of you who might be watching Board Game Breakfast and are foolish enough not to know who Rodney is, tell us a little bit about what your involvement is in the board game industry.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
It's good to have you, man.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. And
We froze out the room. We tried to.
You did. It's really cool. The temperature's lovely in here. I really feel at home. It's. I appreciate that. The thing I really appreciate, this is a live show, and I didn't have to do any of the setup. Let live shows panic me because something always goes wrong. Things always go wrong here. You guys have just a smooth system.
We just keep going.
Of course, right when he says that, the internet was going to cut or something.
If something goes wrong, we'll keep on going. It'll get fixed as we go.
Well, good. I make. Tutorial videos primarily for board games. That's the main area where I focus. But I make other kinds of videos too, where I talk about games. I do some live shows myself. Again, you just put me in a good flop sweat. I'm really excited to be here and doing a live show with you.
He also does a little video blog I like watching. It shows geese and stuff like
yes,
that.
I do.
And like
I do
the local grocery store in Canada.
Yes, yes. My little sliver of the world. I like to share that. Yeah.
And it looks very much not staged, a lot of it. All righty. Other good news here is we have a contest that you can enter right now. So this particular episode, Board Game Breakfast, is sponsored by Mythic Games. Now, most people know Mythic Games because of miniatures, Joan of Arc miniatures and stuff, but they're starting a whole new line called the Phoenix line. They want you to know that they don't just make good miniature games, but they make other great games without miniatures. And a lot of these games are games that were already published by another company. So the first one, as you can see on the screen, is Enchanters, and this is a Kickstarter. Enchanters East Quest is an expansion for Enchanters, and they're doing this in conjunction with Gindie Games. And so you have a chance to win a copy, but here's the thing. This contest is right now, for those who watch live, because we're going to announce the winners before the show's over. Have we done that before? Maybe we have.
I don't think so. Not on this show.
Oh, boy.
So you need to email us at contests@dicetower.com. Anyone on the show may not participate.
Nope.
What was the email?
And all you have to do is, in the subject heading, put the word East, E-A-S-T, and then the body, just put your address. And then we'll announce the two winners before the show ends.
And
That's
your name and address. Yes?
Yeah, sure. And if you're watching later on, this is why you should watch live. All right. With that being said, let's get to the news. I love the beginning of the year. They announce all kinds of cool stuff.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
here we go. First of all,
what's new?
Points Out won the
Played
casual.
it already. Next.
Not new? I thought this was new news.
No, it won the Casual Game Best of 2019 award. Casual Game is a magazine which I'm not convinced is always about casual games.
Right.
The bar keeps moving up.
This is a good pick, though. This is a
for sure.
fairly casual game.
yeah.
A very
This got played a
attractive.
lot on the cruise. To the point where I'm getting another copy because people play it. Have you played it?
I have not played it. I know of it, and I've watched the. Look, I love the name of it. A nice callback to our.
Actually, I dislike the name of it because I hate these on-the-nose puns.
Sure, yeah. Like the deck building game, that sort of thing. Yeah.
That really irritates me. I don't know why.
I figured it might.
It's a funny joke.
Yes.
It's not. Anyway, they won. Congratulations. AG is on point these days.
Very good pick.
All right, Scorpion Mask They released their end of the year report. I always find this interesting because almost no one does this.
Right.
Steve Jackson Games does it every year, but they have to because they have shareholders, so they have to. But Scorpion Masters does it. So they said they had a 64 increase in sales since 2018.
They sold 64 extra copies? What is it?
They brought in 2.5 million Canadian
I believe they
dollars.
sold one before, Rodney.
Anyway, their revenue was 2.5 million Canadian dollars, which is about 1,036 American.
Right, yeah.
That's still pretty big. They had 4 big game releases. And one of their upcoming, Stay Cool is doing popular, but it hasn't really hit America yet. It's going to.
Yeah, I played that one. That one's fun.
Their big one was,
yeah.
of course, Decrypto.
Yes.
Decrypto is the game that's
Decrypto.
really doing a lot for them. So that's cool. You can go read that online, and I find this sort of thing fascinating because even behind the scenes, I'll go up to a publisher and be like, so how many copies you make? And they're like, well,
Yep.
And you're like, dude, I'm not going to tell you what. Just tell me. It's really hard to get
people play
numbers.
these things very close to the chest. And
They
it's
really
interesting
do.
Sometimes you get little snippets of insight because you get a sense of where is the industry really at, you know? Yeah.
Right.
Some publishers are very frank behind the
Forthcoming,
scenes,
yeah, forthcoming.
but some of them just. We have a good friend who never tells me anything.
Bonaccord?
Succulent from Renegade Games. I just like the name of this one a lot.
That's a
a great
cover,
name.
too.
My goodness.
And
Yeah,
it's a
beauty.
J. Alex Cavern game, who, to be fair, has been a little bit of a hit or miss lately for me, but
Yeah.
started out really strongly.
Yeah.
Well,
I love a
I've
lot
read
of his games.
You like Sentient a lot.
I do quite a
Gold
bit.
West.
And
Gold West, amazing, yeah.
There's a bunch I do enjoy quite a bit. So I'm hoping this is good, and that cover, boy.
So the
Gorgeous.
art is from Anna Daviscourt, or Daviscourt, I'm not sure. It's a 45 to 60 minute game. Comes with garden plots, flower beds, droplets, cuttings, flowers, project cards. It's coming out May this year.
I'm there. Suck
A
it.
very expensive expansion is coming for Journeys of the Middle Earth from Fantasy Flight Games, or the people who are still at Fantasy Flight Games. Anyway, this, Roy looked, it's like $80. This is a big
Wow.
expansion. It's supposed to have as much content as the original game. I can't figure out if it's
I'm
standalone.
surprised. I'm really surprised at that. It's funny. I was waiting for an expansion for this game because I felt like, this game isn't dead already, is it? But I felt I hadn't heard anything. I mean, I guess that's the news cycle right now. If you don't hear something, you just think it's maybe gone.
It's done,
You
right?
know?
Well, Fantasy Flight is a little bit more reticent on putting out expansions. I mean, does Arkham have an expansion yet?
It does finally, yes.
Is it out yet, though?
Yeah, it's out. I think
Okay.
so.
But that's quite an investment. It's not like, let's tease out a few smaller expansions to see if there's still interest in the game. It's like, boom, we're going to eat with a big box of more stuff. I guess you better be ready to go all in again.
Yeah, I think they keep the small expansion trickle concept to their living card games.
Yeah, you definitely see
They
it there.
do that anyway,
Yeah.
and that has to be that way because that's the model.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a strange move. I guess the game is doing well enough where they figure folks will buy a big expansion.
Yeah.
You know, that you don't need to sort of sell it to them in pieces, which is more palatable to most people. That's neat. You know, that's more content is great for this game.
Yeah, it's called Shadowed Paths. 5 new characters to play, including.
Does it still use an app? I'm assuming it does.
Oh, yeah.
I'm out.
There's 5. It says including Arwen Balin and Gandalf. So they've gone away from characters that you. Well, no, they had Legolas in them, but Gandalf.
right.
Now everyone's gonna fight over that. I want to play Gandalf because when you
sure.
play Gandalf, you go, I just win this scenario. You know, he has the bag of
Wait,
tricks.
what are his challenges? He ran out of pipe weed, I guess that'd be he's
Yeah,
frustrated, he's angry.
But now there's new
His staff
corruption.
is out of juice. Come on.
Come on.
light.
This is interesting. There's corruption. This is a new type of damage that will stick through you throughout the campaign, and the app
Ooh, I
keeps
like
track
that.
of that.
Okay.
I like that. That sounds cool.
Well, I like it in theory. I'm not sure I like it.
They're all good things, right? They are all
There's
good
also a
things.
Balrog in the game.
Oh,
So that's
Okay,
cool.
okay, I'm getting curious.
Quarter 2.
Good.
All right, new studio, Evergreen Studio. This is from Daryl Andrews and Adrian Adamskew. They did Sagrada.
Right.
They joined forces with Eli Gingrich from Maple Games. So essentially, this is Maple Games again. Evergreen Studio. And, well, there you go. They're going to be working from Canada. This is the second time I mentioned Canada
It's the
in
Canada
this news
show.
thing.
that's strange.
The
Is
core
it because
foundation of the
Rodney's here?
studio is eco
Yeah.
and environmentally
Stars are
friendliness, inclusivity, and the production of aesthetically and mechanically beautiful games. Which,
Well, I should hope so.
again, I feel like everyone, this is something we joke about all the time. The new company will come and be like, our motto to make fun games.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
no kidding.
Be different. Come on.
Make bad games. Do it like as a point of
Right.
pride.
You know what you're going to get.
War gamers are already there. Like, there's those companies like, we're going to make it look bad, and you'll like it.
Nice.
All right, Catan has a new scenario collection coming for City of Knights called Legend of the Conquerors.
Wow.
So it has 3 chapters in it, Foreign Conquerors. This is a very specific Catan thing because Catan's extremely popular. Cities and Knights is very divisive. Some people love it, some people don't. And then this is, you gotta like Cities and Knights and then want more.
Right. More of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
well,
Okay,
but
cool.
Catan's still making stuff. This one I'm excited about, Forgotten Waters. This is from Plaid Hat. It's a new Crossroads game
Yes.
with pirates.
Yes, I'm there. I'm there with that.
And it's in a book.
Yeah.
The designer is
Like Stuffed Fable style, right?
Isaac Vega, and I can't read the other designers on it. J. Arthur.
I see Mr. Bistro.
Mr.
That's
Bistro.
Mr. Bistro there. Oh yeah, that's Arthur Ellis. J. Arthur Ellis.
Okay, great. And I really like.
Did it? We solved it.
These guys have a good combo together. I like the art, of course. It's a booklet game again where you go through. The last Crosswords game was kind of a little convoluted, I thought, the Gen 7.
Yes, yeah.
Hopefully-
And there was some unfortunate typo issues and things in there that potentially game breaking. I'm hoping they've gone through this with a fine-tooth comb and made sure everything's kind of like working.
Well, theme-wise, I'm on board.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
And look at that cover.
I can't think of any pirate storytelling game off the top of my head. Can you?
I don't know why that turtle's holding a spear, but
There's a turtle holding a spear. You're right.
but yeah, I'm on board.
All right.
On board. Get it.
The opposite side of things, I mean, like,
Wow.
on how games look, Hansa Teutonica.
You gotta divvy these out, man.
sorry,
Not so many
space it
good
out.
jokes
Sorry,
at
okay.
once.
Anyway, Pegasus Spiels announced Hansa Teutonica Big Box. This has been teased for a while that Hansa Teutonica was coming back.
That's what I'm
They
talking
talked about it being rethemed. Nope. Just in a bigger box. It's going to have everything.
Why would you retheme it, though?
Well, I mean, sure, it's pretty awesome as it is, but
I'm-
I like Hansa Teutonica. It's just, when I played it, I was like, it was one of the first Euro games I played where I thought, these guys aren't trying with the theme. And
I don't know what you mean.
it's a game about getting technology and building up an engine type thing. It's a good game. I just haven't played it in ages. Anyway, it's going to have the expansions, a
These are
promo that was
expansions
in
that
the...
exist, I assume.
They're not new ones.
Yes, but it's going to include the promo that was in the 2016 Brett Spiel Advent Calendar.
Okay.
That's what I'm
There
talking
you
about.
go. C's there for that one. I played the base game. I don't know. The expansion is fine.
May this is coming out.
Yeah.
We don't know much about this. This is the picture that we got from Eric Martin on Board Game Geek. Paleo is coming from Hansem Gluck. It's a cooperative adventure game. That looks cool. The box cover is, it says work in progress, needs
It's a
more
cool
info.
cover. I mean, obviously it's not a final cover, but
Yeah.
What you're trying to do is you're trying to do some minor quests, but you're eventually trying to paint a woolly mammoth on the wall so that humans thousands of years later will know you once existed. Actually, you're just doing it because it looks cool. I'm reading what it says
you're
here.
basically a hooligan.
You start with a couple of
Moderate,
skills.
Spreading
Ancient
graffiti.
graffiti.
You start with a couple of
artists.
humans. They have a skill and life points. Each turn, you pick a location to go to. You can get craft items. You have a party. You got to feed them because that's required by law in a Euro
People do
game.
eat.
That's true.
You know.
Yeah. I like that objective. That's unique.
That's cool.
It
It says
I like
failure
it.
to do
Tag
so,
that
feeding your
cave.
people adds another skull on the tote board. And once you collect enough of those, you decide that living is for fools and give up the ghost, declaring that future humans can just admire someone else for all you care.
Wow,
This
really?
took a turn.
Wow.
Hold on. What?
Is it an elimination? No, I'm reading it from the
Wait, I thought we
script.
were all like, yeah, man, bring me my paints.
Life isn't worth living anymore.
But then after like a little while, I guess the fumes get to you, you're like, I'm done.
Yeah, this is it.
Ah! Like, wait,
I don't have to feed
that
my
really
people
took a weird
anymore.
turn. You jump. At the end, you jump.
I don't know. No, if you don't feed your people.
Well, if you don't feed people, they do die.
All
But
right,
that's
let's
not what
move
you're
on.
talking about.
This looks
I think I'm
cool.
more intrigued though. Okay.
Jubako. Jubako from
Ooh.
Ramsburg. This is a
Oh, no,
Close.
Jubako. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
this is a Kramer Kiesling game.
Okay, I'm in. Done. That's it.
That's really cool. It's coming out in March. It's the
It does seem
only.
like they missed a Star Wars opportunity.
I
there, didn't they?
agree. Put some fur on that box.
Anyway, you are free stacking, filling your box with right. You're trying to put different food in your box, although it looks very abstract. But
Yes. Yeah.
I will say, Kiesling is the master of abstract games right now. So
Right now, he's on fire.
he did the Azul games, and so now Kramer. When's the last time Kramer and Kiesling did a game together?
They've been working. They have another one coming out called Paris. That's
Ah.
them together. They've kept
We
going.
don't count that as them working
No,
together.
I'm just. I have to say, though, this looks good.
Separate rooms.
Paris,
Hold on. They didn't really work together.
All right, this got Z a little interested. This is from the company is
Roxley.
Roxley Games. So the top one, Guerrilla Marketing, we actually just played that live here a week ago. But they also have a Steampunk Rally Fusion game coming out, so
Right.
that's cool. And Skyrise. Now Skyrise you've never heard of, but it's actually a reprint of a game you like a lot.
Metropolis.
Is that how you pronounce it?
I think so.
Metropolis
that's
was
how he
from
pronounces it.
Istari back in the day.
Yeah, that's true.
It's one of the few Istari games I didn't play.
You've never played it?
No, I played almost all
It's
the
a
rest.
very
I have not
nice
played it.
game. It's a very nice game. It's a bidding game. in which you're trying to build your skyscrapers, your buildings, but the bidding happens right on the board, and you must outbid each other by placing a taller building next to a previously placed one. So the board is not just a map of the city, but also sort of a bidding track.
You're live constructing your bid?
No, you are like, I'll put a building in this
Yeah.
region right here that's at 6, and then you can play adjacent to it in another region adjacent to it, and that one's at an 8.
Yeah, okay.
And if then no one else goes, we take back all the other buildings except your 8, and your 8 stays there.
I just like that thematically. All right, everyone, tear down those buildings. We didn't win. Tear them down.
Well, here there's balloons, so maybe it makes sense. They just float
It's a
away.
city in the sky, yeah.
That does make more sense.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
I
a
also
good
love
game.
that cover.
It's a very fun game.
I like the cover a lot. And Roxley, their components are just
Yeah.
second to almost
Yeah.
none. They really do
Firing
great
on
stuff.
all
I'm in, man. I'm in. This is very exciting.
We talked about Pandasaurus with their new logo. Here's one of their first games they've announced, Sonora. This is, they're billing it. It's a 1 to 4 player Crokinole plus roll and write. So flick and write.
With Crokinole.
No, I don't think it's with Crokinole. That's just how they're billing it. So you're going to have
kind of element.
quadrants. You're flicking wooden discs
Okay.
on a board.
All right.
Each one is associated with a different animal. And then I guess you also will write stuff down somewhere along the line. It's designed by Rob Newton, who also designed Shuffle Grand Prix, a game I feel like I might have played in the past but can't remember right now.
I'm loving this cover. That's a gorgeous cover.
It's a nice cover. Yeah. Here's my
Flick and right, I'm on board with. Z can jump off a cliff. No, don't.
flicking's tricky. Gotta have the right components for
I gotta
that.
tag that mammoth first.
That's right. Don't do it, because then when you know what happens next,
Jumping.
jumping off a cliff.
I shan't feed anyone else.
All right, what were you saying before we interrupt you with
I
our
just
stupidity?
the thing with the flick and right game is the components. Big issue there. If you're flicking stuff, you got to have a good surface and all the rest of it.
Pandasaurus
So do
has
it
pretty
right.
good quality games these days.
Just
I
saying,
think.
get it right, Pandasaurus. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's already produced. I'm not sure it is.
Now they're like, oh,
Too late now.
Somebody's watching from
Rodney
right.
called us
Oh
out.
no,
We didn't
we're
think
supposed to get it right. Oh no! Stop the presses.
All right. Riot Games. So there was a while. There's been a lot of speculation. Will they come out with another game? And they
What
have
have they
announced
done
it.
before?
Mechs vs. Minions.
Just making sure everybody
Yes.
understands
All
where
right.
we're at.
Well, they're known for League of Legends. Anyhow, they just announced there was more tabletop games in the work, and the first one is Tellstone's King's Gambit, which is like the opposite of Mechs vs. Minions.
Yeah.
It's really small.
Okay.
And it's like a bluffing back and forth game to the point where when I saw it, I was like, I don't even care. Not because I don't care about that kind of game, but I was like hoping for another Mechs vs. Minions style game.
They
Such a
have the
transition,
they
yeah.
have the ability to make these insanely large games at a really good price point
Yes.
too. Then why make some little bluffing card
Because
game?
I think they make games out of passion.
That's true.
They really do, right? They don't need the money per se. They prove that with Mechs vs. Minions.
Yeah.
So maybe they're like, let's show people we can make another game. I've only seen a quick still of the game in the middle of one of their videos where they were showing off stuff, and I thought, it looks like the kind of game that you would find in a fantasy novel that the people in that novel played.
And I think that's kind of what they're going for. Yeah.
So,
Effectively.
yeah, I think that might be it. It might be like in League of Legends, some of the characters
Right.
play this game.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But
okay.
they also said games. So maybe Mechs vs. Minions 2 is coming. We can hope.
Maybe. Yeah. I trust that.
100%.
They did a good job with Max Minions.
People keep there's like this rumor on the internet that like they brought Tom Vassell and
Quinn's
Quinn
back,
Smith.
yeah.
Maybe that shut up and sit down guy came back, but I did not. Okay, I haven't been there in ages. All right, I'm excited about this. The third Escape Tales is coming out, and the first two Escape Tales very dark. They told me the second one would not be as dark. That's kind of true, as in like a 9 to the 10 of the first one. You know,
Okay.
This one looks like it's still following through with the darkness of
That
that.
looked creepy. Yeah.
But that does look cool though.
I have yet to play any of these games. I really want to try them.
Haven't played them either. So.
Yeah, they're
They're
I've heard
really
good
good
things.
escape
Yeah.
room games, and they get to that darkness without going to the level of that King Leopold one. That you
Okay.
have you played that one
No,
yet?
not yet. Not
I'll
yet.
know when you play it
Very
because you'll
dark.
come in with black and be like. That's what I heard. All
Jump
right,
off another cliff. Okay.
more Keyforge. What surprise!
I'm excited about this.
Actually, of all the sets, I'm excited
Me
about this
too.
one
I know
because it
why.
has.
The joining dinosaurs.
Yes. there's-
Oh, you
there's like-
guys, you
I'm
nerds.
sorry, but those look awesome.
I know. I just want one. If I buy a packet, there's like not a double card. I'm like, garbage. Give me another
That's how
pack.
they're going to get us again.
They're also doing, I think, the 7 Sins I think they said, was it the Seven
think
Sins?
you're
Or there's
right.
another.
Yes, there's
they
some
said if
kind
you
of
thought
thing.
the Four Horsemen were great, I'm like, oh great, here comes another
Seven
pack that's
Sins.
going to go for $200 on
Right.
eBay.
I am a sucker for this, though. I love the idea of joining cards together to make some bigger, giant card that you then have to deal with. You have to get them in your hand. Like, it's not a guarantee you'll be able to put it together just because it's in your deck. You get them together and play
I like
them
that
together.
concept.
That's
Magic
fun.
did that too, didn't they?
Yeah, and this makes more sense because you know you'll have both.
You know you'll have
Oh yeah,
right?
that's true.
Control
That's the
goes in
worst
the
thing
deck.
is when it's a collectible game, you get half of it, and you're like, where's the other
Yeah.
half?
Transformers
So-
did it, but I think my memory is the Garbage Pail Kids and Wacky Packages back in the day, because on the backs you could flip them over and you
You're
build a
right.
big poster, and I loved doing that.
Did you ever finish one?
Yes. Beast Ball. Boy, there's a throwback for you. But
My
yes.
dad bought me a bunch of Garbage Pail Kids because in the front it said Atom Bomb.
Yes.
And he thought that was a really clever pun.
Yeah.
And then when I opened them up, he was like, what is this? Because the rest are
disturbing.
not like that. They're pretty gross.
Yeah, they're pretty gross. But this is cool. And also they have a new thing. Sorry, I just Keyforge gets me going. There's going to be more unique cards within the sets. So they're changing more things on the front of the cards. So not only will your deck be unique, as usual, but this particular card in your deck may also be unique because it's got an effect on it that no other card has. So they're adding more little tags.
Wow.
More little icons. So this icon now is on this card. It won't necessarily always be on that icon. So
I'm throwing out all my old decks.
You shouldn't do that.
I haven't played Keyforge in a little while, but for me, it is one of my favorite. I wouldn't say my favorite format for card dueling games. I mean, what I mean is the game rules and the system. I love it. Now, whether you like the fact that they're unique decks and you don't have construction, that's a separate thing. But the gameplay, I love it.
Yeah.
I do.
Alrighty, Board Game Expo. This is the first ever. This is Gaming Days has partnered with 11 game publishers to bring a board game holiday to a select group of retailers in North America. For the year one this year, 100 stores, about 100 stores, and they plan to grow it, but they want to start where they can manage it.
Okay.
This is essentially, they're not saying so in so many words, but it's essentially someone is picking up Tabletop Day.
Tabletop Day, that's what I thought,
This is
Tabletop
not
Day, yeah.
Tabletop Day. Tabletop Day was Geek and Sundry, but Geek and Sundry has let that just die. Last year it was nothing. This is going to have much more support. Stores are going to have events. This is April 4th, which is not that far away. So you'll be able to go to their website, Board Game Expo, check it out. And in fact, all these are 6 of the games. There's more games coming. Some of these we already
Hey, there's
talked
that
about.
Succulent game. You were
And Sonara.
talking about,
These will
yeah.
all be released on that day.
Really?
Yeah, they'll be at these different stores, so you'll be able to go get them. So if you go to one of these 100 stores, that's part of it, you'll be able to get it. Cosmic Encounter Duel, that's a pretty big
Yeah.
one.
Huh.
So
I don't remember. with
These
the
all
other
look good.
Tabletop days, there being specific game releases on those days. Were
no,
there?
they were
Like, they had
pushing the
promos and
promos,
things,
right?
Yeah.
There
did
was a couple.
once.
AEG did one.
Oh, that's right. You're right. I
That
forgot that.
pirate one.
Yeah,
This
and
is
then,
definitely a bigger splash, though.
oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
this
great.
is cool. I don't know if there's any near us actually that's involved with this because I would go
Hey,
to
man,
one.
travel day. I'm going.
We fly somewhere.
I'm jumping
probably
in the
none near
van
you
and
either.
I'm driving. I'm
Actually,
following
Nowhere
the
near
band
me,
around.
I'm sure. Yeah.
But either way, so you can go to the website and look, hey, where's one of these that's close to me? And then if this is successful, which I hope it is, this will get bigger next year. I mean,
Exciting.
Tabletop Day is a good idea, but the idea of these stores and publishers coming together over tabletop themselves
That's
kind of
cool.
doing it, this
I like it.
I think
Yeah.
works better for me as a concept.
Yeah, as long as they can pull it off. Do it.
That's the news.
Wow, okay.
Let's jump to some wargaming and other news.
This week on Cats Who Cuddle Without Consent. Hello, fellow gamers. I hope all of you that went to the Dice Tower cruise enjoyed your time in the sun and on the boat. I know that I would be thoroughly seasick if that was the case for me, but I did, of course, live vicariously through all of you guys, especially one Dice Tower person. I mean, I'm not going to name any names, but their photos were, let's just say I'm a tiny bit jealous, okay? Tiny bit, just tiny bit jealous, tiny bit. I mean, I had fun here playing Oceans. My cat, like, loves to play Oceans. See? Little fish, cat, all about that. Ew, don't slobber on it, that's gross. Featured this week, we have Rival Networks by Formal Ferret Games that takes two rival networks and puts them in the ring to see who will score the best programming by gaining viewers and securing those celebrity guests for 30 to 45 minutes as players will be drafting a show, a star, and an ad each round in this streamlined version of the original game that plays in 3 seasons. A starting price for this set collection game starts at $25. Next up, we have Migration Mars by Enhance Games, which is for 2 to 4 Martian wannabes looking to explore that rocky red terrain, looking for resources and building their colonies for 60 to 120 minutes in this roll and move game that challenges players to increase their population on Mars while also managing limited resources and, of course, dodging those meteorites. That's right, guys. This spacey game goes for $49. Now that we're all geared up to explore the furthest reaches of science, we have Genotype by Genius Games that calls for 1 to 5 mad botanists looking to break down the pea plant's genomes and create the most monstrous yet extremely productive plant possible for 45 to 90 minutes, as players will be working to place dice to breed plants, garden to research, and score points, as well as hire the most adorable assistants to further their Frankenstein-like plant research. In this dice placement game that starts at $39 and does not require a PhD to play. Speaking of playing a game with overpowered things, we have the Rune Lords board game by Red Gin Productions, who is looking to endow 1 to 4 fans with the sought-after attributes of board games and card drafting, as players will be selecting cards and equipment from the market to build their armies, engaging in a tactical skirmish for 45 to 180 minutes. In this deck and equipment building game that starts at $50. And lastly, we have another healthy dose of sabotage, politics, and skirmishes in Vampire the Masquerade Chapters by Flyos Games that tells the story of 1 to 4 fledgling children thrown into the political landscape of Montreal, as players will be exploring this campaign game in 30 to 60-minute sessions, using deduction and their vampiric skills to lay waste to their enemies in this RPG-style adventure game that uses a dialogue system to advance their characters' knowledge and scenarios throughout the game. Sating your beast within will start at $113. Thanks so much for joining me this week, guys. If you want to know more about any of the Kickstarters that you saw here today, then join me at gloryhound.com as we talk about all of these Kickstarters in depth and if we would back them or not. It is a live show, so you guys get to comment and tell us what you guys think about it. You guys get to see my crazy cat right over there, and lots of shenanigans, lots and lots of shenanigans on the show. So if you enjoy any of those things, come check us out, and we will see you guys all next week.
Word Forge Games. That's right. And we're gonna start small. Why? Because I like small games. What's this with these small games all of a sudden? Hey, I want big games, big bombastic things. You know, Pa, for a wargamer, you're pretty narrow-minded. I'd watch your mouth if I was you. This game is called Pocket Landships. This is a solo game but can be played 2 players cooperatively, and it plays in 15 to 30 minutes. Come on, give it a shot. Small game. You know, I'm doing my best to bring you small games, short playing time, so you get into these strategic war games, strategy games. Yeah, it's working real well there, Dan. Hold on, let me go answer the door. Hi, can Nebby come out to play? My name is Peppino. You could call me Peppy. What? Peppino. Listen here, Plinky. Neppy's not here. I don't know where he is. I think you know my uncle, Tsitsi Steven. What's a Tsitsi? That's how you say uncle in Italian. Tsitsi. Tsitsi Steven who? He owns a big company. It's Tsitsi Steven Bonacore. The Prez is your uncle? My Tsitsi. You look familiar, Plinky. No, it's the first time I come here. I like everything about this game. I like the theme, steampunk World War I. I mean, come on, really? I love the way it plays. It's easy peasy, and it's a dice chucking game. Yep. They even have a moron mode, an easy mode, where they tell you which cards to play to make life easier for you, 'cause they love you. You're going to see dice drawings on the card. On the right-hand side, that's health. And on the left-hand side, whatever die you roll, whatever number you get, that's the action that the enemy is going to do against you. So this is your setup. Basically, those 3 cards from left to right is your tank. The hull, that's the body, the spawns and side cannons, and the cannon, forward-facing. And you even pick a commander, which gives you a one-time use. You know, and it's the whole steampunk World War I, dirty trenches, gasoline, boom, 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 slow shooting machine guns, dot, dot, dot. Man, it's a lot of fun. Man, you sound like my wife when she goes to the washroom. And it reminds me of an old PS2 game I used to really like a lot. So this is what your tableau setup is going to look like. At the bottom is your tank, starting at the top with the 3 cards in each column. Those are the mechs. Once you defeat one, these come sliding down and reveal themselves. You're going to die. Wordforge Games and Pocket Landship. I love it. Easy, brainless, dice chucking, 15, 20 minutes to play a game. Come on. Come on. Oh yeah, and full of strategy. If you want to know more about war games, please check out my channel. Ciao, baby.
Alrighty, welcome to Dice Tower Showdown. Roy is joining us today, and Rodney for the first time.
Oh, snap.
You're not ready for this, Rod.
Today we have a new game called, I really need a bunch of kids shouting this like, what's my name? All right.
I have a bunch of kids.
Do you really want to know?
Well, yeah, actually, I had toyed with the idea if someone had shouted at Tom, they would have got a bonus point, but no one did. So,
The game has already started.
that's right.
Wow.
When does that
So what's going to
expire?
happen
Can I still
is
say
I'm
Tom?
going to show you.
No? Oh, okay.
I'm going to show you a famous mascot or something like that, and they have a name. So,
Oh, no.
but I want to know what their real name is. Okay. Oh, well, obviously you probably won't know most of these, but when I first turn it on, if you can shout it out, if for somehow you know it, you'll get 3 points because that's awesome. Otherwise, I'm going to show you 6 possible answers, and you're all going to write down on your board which one you think it is, and if you're correct, you'll get a point.
Rodney's Canadian, and I'm an idiot.
I thought about
is-
the
this is
Canadian
gonna be-
part. I thought about the
And he
Canadian
didn't
part.
care.
Yes, that's actually what I was just about to say.
Oh, geez.
It's going to be all Canadian
This
mascots
feels
now.
unfair.
I'm okay with that.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's see, I was going to say something else. Oh, also, just to, because I know people try to game the system, of the 6 answers, each turn I rolled a die for which one would be correct, so that you couldn't try to figure out, oh, he put it
There's a
first.
pattern.
There's no pattern at all.
People take it that seriously?
Yeah, apparently.
Have you played with gamers before, sir?
Yeah. Oh, it hasn't been 2 yet. It must be 2.
All right, first we have Captain Crunch from the famous series. Please tell me you've seen this.
Yes, I am familiar with Captain Crunch.
Is his name just the captain?
Do you actually know it?
No, I don't know.
Oh,
but I
okay.
feel like his
All right,
name's
well, don't-
Captain Crunch.
Well, okay, but what's his? That's his.
When you say what's his real name, do you mean like he has an alter ego? Like
No, no.
It's like in Marvel Champions. This is a
You mean like
hero
when he's
side.
not Batman?
You flip it over. His other side is his
back at
alter
home.
ego.
When he takes off the hat,
No one recognizes him.
Well, no one does it. So you.
it's not Captain
Here we
Crunch.
go.
Rules
Here
video.
are the possibilities: Horatio Magellan Crunch,
What?
Calvin Hornswoggle Crunch, Quincy Berry Crunch, Matthew Vincent Crunch.
Quincy Berry Crunch. Boom. I'm the
You
first
got to
to
write
say
it down. No, you have to say it before it. Samson Crunch
Okay.
and John Adams Crunch.
I like Samson Crunch, I have to say. I kind of want that to be my
I got
name.
it.
Really?
My name is Samson Crunch.
Just write it down because this way you're not. You can write down the
Influencing
same
each other.
one.
Right, right.
Now here's the
You know, I've
the
already
points for
committed.
the game are the same as always. If no one else, if you get it and no one else does, you get 2, and you get 1 if other people also guess it. You only need to write down like one of the names. That way you
Ratio's
don't
too regal. All right, I'm ready. I got this.
And also, I did double check all these answers because I was curious if they were correct or not, and yes, they are.
So you're saying this isn't just fan fiction?
That's correct. I I got this from I subscribed to Mental Floss. I really like Mental Floss, and this was
Okay.
a list they had, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna go. I did some research to see. There was actually 42 of them. We're not doing 42 today. Everyone ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right, here we go. What's my name?
Bring it.
Captain Horatio Magellan Crunch.
That's unfortunate.
I went with Calvin Hornswoggle, because, why not?
It was the Quincy one, obviously.
You figured it was
feeling-
Barry.
Barry.
And I figured John Adams.
I'm feeling pretty
I
good.
thought about
'cause
John's
All
Adams.
fake names were made by me. So
Well, good job.
Well,
Actually,
John.
though,
I mean, John Adams is
on a
not
couple
based
of
on
these, I
anything,
went and
right?
found a random name generator, and there's some cool ones in it where you can like give all these like I want it in this time period, and it's a jerky guy or whatever. It's really neat.
I just like knowing that this guy's got a backstory. That when he goes home.
So
need
was
to
there
read
like
this
a
thing.
drop down for like likes berries, and that's what you clicked for this one?
What's this gentleman's name? Now everyone knows him as Comic Book Guy, right? But that's
Yeah.
actually not his name. It was said in one of the episodes or something.
Okay.
Who knows it? You know it? Does anybody know
All
it?
right, here we go.
I don't
Is
know
it
it.
Francis Parker, Kent McDougal, Quincy Roberto,
Another Quincy.
Bob Smith, Jeff Albertson, or Ronald Simpson?
Come on, cat.
Don't come on me. You don't know.
Oh, this is tough.
Oh, one of
I
these
feel like
sounds.
sometimes your name influences who you become. Like, which one of these do I think?
Oh, it's one of those two for sure. Because I know I've
Who
heard
would
that.
turn out like this?
Just go with
that
Quincy
name?
for all of them.
I was
He
thinking
hasn't
about
used the
that.
Quincy
That
this
could be right.
time.
Oh, I'm really. This is killing me. All right.
Oh, jeez, are you kidding?
All right. I've committed.
Feeling okay here.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, okay.
This is tough.
All right. What's my name? Jeff Albertson.
Oh, you got it all in with 0 points? I had
kidding me?
Kent McDougal, because obviously McDougal. Come
Oh,
on,
like Francis.
Francis Parker.
I picked
totally
Francis because
Parker.
it sounded like that's the kind of guy who would own
Yes.
the comic book store. All right.
That is not my name.
Some people might say
Well,
this
we're
isn't-
at 0
this
to
isn't
0 to
board game
0.
related, but it is. I want to know the name of the cop who's
What?
taking Mr. Monopoly
The
to
cop?
jail.
Are you kidding? The cop.
I'm ready.
The guy who
think-
uses a bit more violence probably than needed. You need to pay your debts.
That's right. You didn't
All
pay
right.
your rent.
Give back that beauty contest money.
James Bridges, George Melton, Robert Moyer, Edgar Mallory, Joseph Clay, or Louis Frank.
You're serious.
Oh, none of these were jumping out at me. I was hoping.
Yeah, because
they'd
who
be
would
like
have asked that question?
Keystone
Oh, yeah, the
Tommy
cop
or
from-
something.
Actually, there's also a name. I didn't put this one in. There's a name for the guy in jail too.
It's not. It's not.
No, it's not Mr.
Not
Monopoly. It's a
Monopoly,
different dude.
somebody else. Okay. All right. All right.
Oh, sorry, Christopher Francis. He said I resent that remark. No, that was his first name. That's your last
I'm rolling
name.
a die here too,
going.
man.
You know what
I'm
you
going
did,
with-
Francis.
If
You know what you
everyone
did.
gets no points, then I
The
win.
guest wins.
This game sucks. All right, I got it. I know definitely who it is.
Alrighty.
I went to
Let's
school
see.
with this cat.
It's Edgar Malloy.
Yes!
Oh,
I
did you guys
get
both
a
get it?
point!
Yes.
And here's
I had no clue, but Edgar seemed good.
no, I'll tell you why. Because
climbing back from this
definitely
loss now.
at this point when Monopoly came out, it was very stereotypical that policemen were Irish, and that's probably the closest name to that.
Well,
Sweet.
I don't know if I
Yeah,
can
no,
recover
that's
a
why I
1 point
picked it.
deficit in this game. A 1 point deficit
All
is
right.
a huge chasm in this game.
Yes, I agree.
Listen, you just need to play more Monopoly, honestly.
I guess so.
All right, Mr.
Need to
Clean.
get arrested more.
Now, Mr. Clean, there was a contest in the '60s to give him a first name.
Okay.
Oh.
Squeaky. Come on. Tell me his name is Squeaky
I want to be
All right,
Clean.
de facto, truly, super, genuine, veritably, or John.
Veritably. Oh, please be veritably.
Okay.
Oh, man.
I'm just gonna be really disappointed if it's John. I hope.
I have no clue, but I just wrote a word down.
Oh,
All
should I
right,
have gone with John?
what's his name?
John.
Don't be John.
Veritably Clean.
What? I should have said veritably.
You should.
I
You
should
said
have.
it.
I went with truly.
I went with Truly also.
That is not a first
That's it.
name.
That's it.
I like to say I tested this game last night, with my wife, and she got 3 of them. So y'all
Well,
suck.
she's
I
smarter
mean, that
than
makes
we
sense.
are.
Let's go back to board gaming. What's the name of this chap here who's always being operated on in the operation table? This one my wife knew.
Really?
What?
Yes. Well, whatever. All right. Is it Blip Regenson?
Sure.
I'm a Patient. Six Smith. Holy Ronald. Cavity Sam. Or John Smith?
Okay. And you made up all the wrong answers?
I did.
Well, kudos to you.
Thank you.
These have all
That's
been
actually
good.
the hardest part of
It's
this.
been really
I'm sitting there
good.
like, gotta make it so it sounds realistic.
Oh man.
Okay. I'm just going. I've made the mistake of overthinking. And I am going back to just going with my gut.
Go with it.
The thing is, if we all do different ones, we improve the chances of one of us.
No, you just want to get
Get it
2
right.
points, Rodney.
I just want to get a point.
All right. What's his name? Cavity Sam.
Oh!
I had Ima.
That's 2 points
That
for
sounded
Z.
really familiar, man.
Holy
God,
That one sounds
Garcia!
like that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Good
this is-
old Cavity Sam.
I don't know. Lars said she heard it somewhere at some
Yeah,
point.
I must have heard it somewhere.
It's probably
Guys,
in the
I'm
rule
killing
book.
you. I'm killing you.
Probably.
You're 1 point over me. I mean, you're killing
Which is
Rodney.
in this game a lot.
All right. The Twitter bird has a first name.
Tweet.
Okay.
Last name is Bird. Is it Zip Bird, Michael Bird, Tweety Bird, Tom Bird, Skip Bird, or Larry Bird?
I take back what I said.
You were running out of steam, weren't you?
Oh my goodness.
It's not Tweety. I said Tweety out loud. That's
Okay.
correct. I get 3 points. Just saying.
Why? Why?
All right. How many points you got, Sam? You got 2, 3?
Did he just call you Sam?
Did.
I did say Sam.
I have 2.
This is how confused I am. I don't know people's actual names.
That's
At this
okay.
point.
Nobody knows. I had 2 points.
2 points, Z.
All right, we ready?
I would have failed the game about who's in this room right now.
Going good?
All right.
Go.
Larry Bird.
Are you kidding?
I thought about writing
Are
it.
you kidding?
They named it after Larry Bird, actually.
Zip. I'm wrong. Jeez. How did you even write?
I
Tweety?
went with
Put
Tweety.
zip.
Look,
put
it's,
Zip too.
it's Shaggy, but his name is actually not Shaggy. Right,
What?
that's his nickname.
Just
My
want
childhood
1
is a
point.
lie.
Just want 1 point.
All right. Is it James Denmark, Robert Sachs, Norville Roberts, Richard Hanover, Mickey Dunkeld, or Charles Tudor?
I got this.
You know this one?
Oh,
I mean, I
goodness.
don't know it, but I'm going with the one that speaks to me, because that's not worked so far. Oh boy. Let's see if we went the same way. Oh, we did.
We did.
We did.
Uh-oh.
All right, reveal.
Oh, I went with Dunkeld.
Dunkeld as well.
Charles? Oh.
Which one is it?
Norville.
I didn't get
Norville
1
Roberts.
point.
That's 2 points for Mike.
Why are you researching this stuff?
All right, last one. Rodney, you could still.
I can still get a point.
Get second.
This
That's a
one's
win
worth
for me.
so many points.
This is the oldest one. So this, the name of the skipper from Gilligan's Island.
Someone actually know it?
All right.
No,
Felicio
I know
knows.
the name of the actor.
Is it Roy Hinckley, Philip Colombo, Jonas Grumby, Jerry Wilson, Dean Anderson, or Lee McFadden? This, I'm sure someone out there's like, I know.
These have all been basically just guesses.
No.
They've just been like,
I got this.
I felt confident
All right,
so many
reveal.
times and been wrong.
Jerry.
Lee.
Jonas.
Lee McFadden. Give me a point.
His name is Jonas Grumby.
Again.
So,
Oh, here's the
Garcia,
story
sound me one.
of a
At
guy
least I
named
got a
Grumpy.
point.
It's a show that.
At least I got a
Z
point.
gets
You got
5
a point.
points, Roy has 1, and Rodney, our guest, has none.
0.
And you can't
Goose egg.
was there anyone there you did not know or never heard of?
No, those were good picks.
Alrighty.
Those were good picks.
Alrighty, I didn't know if Scooby-Doo had made it up to
Yes,
Canada
we
or not.
did get Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
No, sometimes you go to another country
No,
and
I
you're
know,
surprised at what they
yeah.
don't
No,
know.
we did get
Captain
the
Crunch
Scooby-Doo.
was the one I worried about, but
Yeah, no, we got
because I
that
know
one,
you're all
too.
very healthy up there, and Captain
Yeah.
Crunch is the least healthy cereal
We
in
never refer to
existence.
him by his first name. That's the thing, though.
No, no.
Just don't.
Would you
be
like
fair.
some Horatio? Oh yes, please.
To be fair, we really don't either.
Yeah, okay.
All right, we're going to
ratio's
jump to
correct.
some more contributors. Here we go.
Hey there, it's Jen, the Board Game Library, and I'm Catless in this segment with my segment from the page to the table. We're flipping some pages and pushing some cubes. I'm going to do a book that I literally just finished. It is The Winter Soldier by Daniel Mason. Considered one of the best books of 2018. This follows a Polish Viennese doctor and his journey in World War I. World War I to me has always been one of those wars that is greatly ignored, and I'm really excited to see more books and games that are focusing on this conflict. We have a little bit of romance, we have a little bit of mystery, but we have a doctor who finds love, loses love, and then has redemption of sorts. It's a wonderful portrait too of post-traumatic stress syndrome, shell shock, topics which are very near and dear to my heart. So if you know, my first modern board game was Battle Cry, and I have an immense love for Richard Borg. The Great War by PSC. Borg's games to me are always excellent for those who are not war gamers. You have a war game experience, but it's not as heavy as something like a GMT game. You can play one of the campaigns, one of the battles from the campaign book very quickly and still have the, scratch that itch for war games. Excellent production by PSC Games, harder to find. So if you find a copy out in the wild, I would recommend getting it, even if you've never played one of Borg's games before. Very nicely done. Recommend Winter Soldier. And that's all. Happy breakfast.
Howdy folks, welcome to By the Numbers. My name is Hunter Thomason from the Family Showdown. This week on By the Numbers, we're continuing my Through the Years series where I take a look at the top game on Board Game Geek by year, starting with 1970, this time 1988. Taking a look at the top 5 from 1988, we see the number 1 game is Merchant of Venus, specifically the Avalon Hill version of Merchant of Venus, coming in at number 873. Merchant of Venus is a space-themed pick-up and deliver game that uses a roll and move mechanism. Wait. But you can upgrade your engines to make your movement more efficient. You can upgrade your ship as well that lets you roll a different number of dice and modifies how those dice work. So it's not just roll and move. Maybe. Take a look at the ratings, about 2,600 of them. We see lots of 8s and 7s for an overall rating of 7.2. At first glance, this looks like a pretty heavy, complex game, but overall it's not too complicated, and its weight of a 2.83 seems pretty reasonable. I recently had the privilege of playing this game for the first time at Board Game Geek Con 2019. That's the only time I played. With a crazy, tricked-up, modified version of the game. It had upgraded bits, upgraded components, an amazing map, super-duper crazy good stuff going on. Just look at this. Look at it even closer. I am now officially too spoiled to play this game with the normal components. Maybe. See you next time.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 10 for 10.
Another chance to lose. I saved my tissue from the last one.
Good. You
Just to
can wipe
my
away
tears.
the tears.
Well, you're playing against me now, though. You have a chance.
We'll see.
All right, here we go, guys. So in this 10 for 10, I figured that we would do something that might tie to what you're an expert of, and that is rule books.
Yeah, but he's an expert at eliminating rule books.
Great. So you might not have an advantage.
Great. Good.
So here is what we are doing. These are all games. I'm going to go ahead and set them up randomly here, like so.
Okay.
Let me scoot that down a bit. I'm going to do that. And what you guys are attempting to do is pick the ones that have the longest rule books.
Ooh, okay.
These all do have different length rule books. I am counting the front cover and the back page. Not that that really matters.
Sure,
it's
sure.
the same for all of them.
Yeah.
And what you guys are going to be doing is drafting these. So, Rodney, you've never played this before. I gave you a quick overview of how this works.
Right.
You are going to be, the longest rule book out here has a 10 on the back of the card. The shortest has a 1 on the back. You are, of course, just trying to get the highest numbers. Before we do that, though, you guys are going to decide who wants to go first. Whoever goes first, and I'll, of course, give you the option in this case because you're our guest.
Thank you.
You can take a card first, and you'll have one of these 3 special abilities. But Tom will get 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
Or
Yeah.
you can choose to take 2 special abilities, but Tom will decide to go first.
Pick. Interesting.
All right?
All right.
So, once you've taken them, you'll have 5. Tom will have 5.
Yeah.
You will organize those 5 from what you think is the lowest to the highest.
Game within a game. Okay.
If you get that right,
Yeah.
that's a bonus 5 points on top of what the numbers are.
All right.
Very nice.
Yeah.
These guys are going to, like I said, bend and break the rules a little bit. For example, this guy right here, who is a mathematician, you get to just rank 4 cards. You can just set one aside momentarily, only organize 4, and if those 4 are right, there's your bonus 5 points.
Gotcha. Yep.
This guy is going to let you, he's an investigator. You get to peek at 1 card.
Okay.
So you'll look at it and then decide if you want to keep it or give it to Tom.
Neat. All right.
And then this guy is the middleman. He's a very shady guy. If you pick one of the middle cards at the end of the game to put him on, whether you have it or Tom has it. So the 5 or the 6. Those are the 2 cards in the middle.
Yep.
If you put this on one of those 2 cards, you're going to get a bonus 5 points. It's a bit of a long shot, but he's the middleman. So there you go. Would you like 2 characters? And you'll pick second. Or would you like to pick second, but you only get 1 character?
I'll pick first and get 1 character.
Good.
So you want the powers? You're gonna need the powers, Tom.
You're going to need them, he says.
So what's interesting about this is just because the game is simpler doesn't mean it's a smaller rule book. There are some easy games with a lot of pages.
That's right.
This is true.
That's right.
There's one in particular, which I'm not going to mention, which I'm not sure on
I do have
at
a
all.
little question.
Go ahead.
The FAQ portion of your rules here. What if the game has more than 1 rule book?
Then it is the Learn to Play rulebook.
Got it. Okay.
Which I think I avoided. Yeah.
Mostly.
It's just the main rulebook.
Wingspan has that extra
It
book
does.
with it, but that's
Yeah.
not a rule book.
I'm
That's just a
assuming,
card thing.
Okay.
All right, so
I get to
you.
do I pick a power first? Or
So what are you doing? You're taking a card
I'm
first?
taking a card first.
Well, you should pick his power first. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and pick your power. Which of the 3
did
do
you
you
give
want?
these guys mascot names in light of the last one?
Oh,
No?
it should.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to pick.
That we will refer to 100 episodes from now and be like, in one of our breakfast episodes, Z gave these guys actual names.
What
All
are
right.
they? Yeah.
So this is the one I have to pick the card, whether I have it or Tom has it, of like it's a 5 or 6. Like I
Yeah,
think
you
this
want the card that you think is in the middle.
this is such.
It's a very long shot.
Very long shot. Let's do it.
Okay, so Tom, you're going to get the guy who gets to peek, and you are going to get to arrange only 4 cards at the end of the game.
I've never not had that character.
I
I
know.
got Agent Smith.
And you are first, my friend, so you take one of these and either keep it or give it to Tom.
Right.
Don't look at the other side
Right.
yet.
Right. Okay. Well, I am going to take one of these and keep it. I'm going to keep Rising Sun.
All right.
All right, so that is your first pick. You are keeping Rising Sun.
Sun.
Tom, your choices are Detective, a modern
I would
crime
like to
board
look
game.
at one. Which is the guy that lets me look at one?
This guy will let you look at one. He is a detective. He detects things.
I want to look at near and far.
Weren't you paying attention during the rules video?
I forgot
you
which
will
one was which. They're wearing different outfits. They're
so you will
both blue.
secretly look at that.
Yes.
You will put that back.
And they, I can.
You can take one and,
And
keep
this
it.
is important to understand. The game ends as soon as somebody has 5, right?
That's correct.
So you
And-
giving me isn't giving me an advantage. You want to give me low cards, potentially
That's right.
fill my hand to end the game, and then you'll get all the stuff that's left over.
That's right, sure.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Tom?
I'm going to take detective.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So back to me.
So your choices are Wingspan
Yeah.
and Near and Far.
And now we're going to start exposing stuff too.
That's right.
I'm giving options. You know, I'm gonna. Ooh.
Did he just go cartoon voice on us?
I
Yeah,
think I might have
absolutely.
a little bit. This is rough, actually. I'm gonna keep it for myself, near and far.
All right. So,
Yeah.
Tom, your choices are Wingspan and Queen Domino.
I like Queen Domino, and I'm going to give it to Rodney.
Okay, he
Thank
is
you
giving
so
you
much.
Queen Domino.
This stinks. That was a good move.
Here, let me have you
That was
push
a
these
good-
up just a little
Oh, yeah,
bit
right.
so
We put
they're
these
in the
can you see them in
shot here. There we
you
go.
That's what I'm sitting with. That was a good move. I did that
Okay,
to myself.
Rodney, unfortunately, your only choice is Wingspan,
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter. You can always give
I
it
can
away.
give it away.
Or keep it.
This is not... Oh, this stinks. I'm going to give it to you, Tom.
Keep 'em low.
Sorry, yeah, I'm going to give it to you, Tom.
Alrighty, and then I will take. I'll take. No, I'm going to give Rodney Century.
Oh, I have things I want to say.
I got things,
I'm going to...
but not for this channel.
No, I'm
Oh,
gonna...
my.
I'll save them for my
There will
own
be an
channel.
expose about the Dice Tower 10 for 10
My
game
trip
later
to
on.
Dice Tower.
Oh, man. All right. You are at 4 cards. Be aware. If you get one more, that's it.
This-
Tom gets the rest.
This is me now.
This is you now.
This
What
is
do you
me.
want to do?
Well, here's the thing. Oh,
See, if you take side, you're done. I get the
gotta-
other 3.
Yeah.
If you give me side,
Then you'll take...
Then he has the choice between
Lisboa
those
or
2.
Paladin. I'm going to take Scythe.
all right.
Taking it. All right, so
taking
Tom,
it.
you got those 3.
Ooh.
So I'm going to use this guy now. I'm only going to do 4
I like
of
that. That's
these.
got the same kind of tension as Seven Wonders Duel, where you're like, I
Right.
want this, but now I'm leaving this for you. Oh.
Right, right.
Man, which one do
All
I
right,
want
so
to leave
you are
down here?
organizing only 4 of these.
I'm going to organize them and then decide which one
You
I'm
can
taking
do
out.
that, and you'll organize these.
Yes, I'll-
Once you're done doing that, before we start actually revealing, then
Yeah.
I'll give you a chance to place out the middle.
Okay.
I'm going to
Thank
leave Paladins out because I don't actually remember how many pages it has.
you. Ooh, this is a little... I feel good about
mine are
those.
good. Okay.
Feel good about those 2. This is where it starts to get a little tricksy.
So obviously you're also scoring the number of points on the backs of the cards.
It's going to be high to low, right?
It doesn't matter as long as he's
yeah,
picking
I'm
a
going
thing.
low to...
Low to high is
Yeah, that's
fine
what I'm
with me.
thinking here.
It doesn't matter.
Well, I'll just do mine the same way then, just so that
Okay.
it's not confusing to the
Man.
non-Canadians.
This is... I'm going to swap it. Oh, I don't know, Rodney. And now I've got to pick which
You
one.
have to pick one that
Well,
you think is in
given-
the, it's yours or in Tom's or even this one he set aside.
Yeah, yeah.
Any one of them, the 5 or the 6, the 2 numbers in the middle.
Near and far, don't fail me.
My bluff worked not quite the way I wanted
Not
it
quite,
to.
Tom. Not quite.
I wanted him to not take it, and then I would take it the next
I
time.
know what you did. You'll see in a moment.
Oh, boy.
So here we go. Let's go ahead and reveal these. Let's start with you, Rodney.
Okay.
So the first one, Century Golem Edition, indeed is the number 1.
That's because it's
Okay.
front and back.
Yes, very small
Okay.
rule book.
That's it. That's right. Front and back.
Queen Domino's a little more challenging than King Domino because it's got a little more involved in it.
It
Yeah,
does.
but see, I thought Azul was. I'm thinking Azul is just 2 pages, like 4
Yeah,
total.
yeah.
So then Queen Domino's got to be 6, maybe.
So Queen Domino has 8 pages. I'm counting the front and the back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, wow,
So that's
that's
actually
more than
4,
I thought.
That's 4 leaves.
but it's
right?
still 3.
It is the third one.
Can I flip this one and see if it's 2?
Go ahead. That is indeed 2.
Good, good. We're all
That
was-
we're all on board.
It's basically 3 pages, so 6 numbered faces.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, next up we've got over here Rising Sun. Unfortunately, it's quite the jump. Rising Sun
It
has
was a lot
20.
more
You
than I
can still
realized.
pull it off.
Rising Sun
No,
has
near
28
and far.
pages.
Yeah, near and far doesn't have 28 pages.
Ah.
I hurt myself
Near and
there.
Far, my friend, has 40 pages.
See, you forgot it's a small book. There's a lot of pages in
That's
it.
good.
I didn't take it because I wanted to
But
take it
that
second.
means this is obviously
Unfortunately,
wrong. Yeah.
this is wrong.
Yeah.
So that means you're not going to get the 5-point bonus.
No, or
and this
the wild
guy
card.
was not in one of the middle cards.
However,
so you're not going to
you
get
still
that.
got the 7, 8, and 10.
So you've
Yes.
got 10,
Yeah.
20, 9 points.
Yeah, all right.
That's your score, 29.
I think respectable. I can leave held.
Wingspan
head
is
held
4.
All right,
Come on,
detective.
detective. You need to be 6.
high. Detectives, yeah, that's good.
Oh, okay. So
And then
Lisbon.
And then
Lisboa's gonna be more for
Lisboa
sure.
is 6.
Yeah.
Lisbon was 6?
Nice job.
Lisboa has 24
Small
pages
print.
only.
Small print.
Oh, man. So Paladins is 9? I did not know that.
So Tom,
Wow.
that was in order. So you're getting your numbers plus a 5-point bonus.
I don't think that's enough.
That means you're getting 10 there. I'm adding the extra
Okay.
5. 10, 20, 31.
Wow. 31 to what was it, 29?
And now you have 10, 29. That's right.
That was really close.
That was good.
Wow.
And good game. That was fun. I
Well
like
done,
that.
guys. Well done. You almost pulled that off.
Yes.
You did get. And yeah, he bluffed by looking at this card, knowing it
Yes.
was a 10,
Put it back.
and leaving it.
Right.
I was hoping you would ignore
I
it.
wouldn't have gambled on those odds because he had a choice of 2
I
cards.
know, but I thought he
Very
would pick
risky.
the other one.
Very
I thought
risky.
he would think, Tom put that back, so it can't be very high.
You can't get in my head.
You tried, you
I can't really
failed.
get my own head.
But you still won by
That
2
one
points.
really did surprise me. That was very good.
There you go,
All right,
guys. Very well
Ted Z.
done.
All right, after this, we're going to do some more contributors, and then we're going to announce who won the contest.
Happy breakfast, everyone. Today I'm going to talk to you about a ridiculous purchase. And that doesn't actually come in the form of a board game, it comes in the form of a small, hand-sized, replica Dota 2 International trophy. Now, I'm very happy with this. Many would say I spent too much money on this, and I might slightly agree with them. But that's why it's come to mind. The idea is that with board games, there's plenty of ways to throw money at the hobby, be it realistic resources for Scythe, metal coins for many different games, extra boxes of stuff for Zombicide that rarely hits the table. These are all kind of ridiculous purchases that you don't need. The core experience is the same. Take the Suburbia Collector's Edition. Yes, it's got all the expansion tiles, they look slightly different. It's got an amazing tile tower, which is quite hard to say actually, that you're going to be drawing from. But the core experience of building out your borough and triggering everything is identical. So why would anyone ever purchase all of these things? Well, because we can get fun from them. You know, if you can afford it and you want to do it, there's nothing stopping you. At the same time, if you don't have the money, realistically, you're not missing out on that much, you know, apart from maybe a clink of a metal coin. It would be really interesting to hear what your most ridiculous board game purchases are. Is it a Kickstarter edition where you went all in? Is it upgrading a small game and blinging it out, or big game and blinging it out to the extent that you've paid more for the bling, pimping that thing than the base game itself? And now I know for the likes of Terraforming Mars, that's very much possible. But let me know in the comment section below. Enjoy upgrading your games or just playing them as standard, and I'm Oliver East, signing out.
Hi everybody,
Hello, we are Ryan and Bethany.
from Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
All right, well, today we're going to be talking about Fog of Love. But before we do that, let's talk about what we're doing to try to achieve better health in our lives, or maybe some victories that we've gotten.
Yeah, I really like to focus on non-scale victories like the one I had recently where I went to the store and I needed to buy some new pants and I just grabbed my normal size and I came home and they didn't fit me. So I was pretty excited about that I've shifted and it's been a permanent shift.
Yeah, so always celebrate those non-scale victories as well as the scale victories. All right, so let's talk about Fog of Love. As it says on the box, this is a romantic comedy as a board game, which is true. You're going through scenarios and you are kind of going through this relationship as it progresses. You're going to give each other scenarios and how your characters react to those. There's a lot of role playing and it's a really story-driven game.
I really like this box. The simplicity of the cover art is really beautiful. It actually stands out, I think, on our shelf, or if you're at a game store. I think this game kind of pops out because of this simple color palette that it has.
Now, there are some kind of R-rated cards and scenarios that happen in this game because R-rated scenarios happen in relationships. So I would recommend not playing this around sensitive younger ears.
Definitely. Yeah, don't do that. I don't like this game. I'm really sorry, guys. I just don't like this game. But with that said, I do think this game would be great for somebody who, or a coupling where somebody's more into RPGs and the other person is more into board games. And I think this bridges the gap quite perfectly for that. And I think it would work really well with that. And then also, I'm just so excited to see what other games come forth because this game exists. So even though I'm not a huge fan of it, I'm looking forward to seeing the future games that come about because this game was forging the path.
Now, I like this game a whole lot more than Bethany. I love this storytelling in this game. You know, we play a lot of games and no one has ever once walked away from that table saying, I sure did enjoy selling those raw materials to Europe. No, but when I walk away from the table where one of the storytelling pieces just worked out really well, you walk away laughing and talking about that for a half an hour after the game's actually done. So I really enjoyed the storytelling of Fog of Love. If you want to hear our full thoughts, be sure to check out our full review by going to Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. You can find us on YouTube or on Facebook.
All right, well, this is Ryan, and I'm Bethany, hoping that you have a happy, healthy breakfast. Bye,
everyone.
guys.
You know, I learned something new about myself the other night at game night. I'm Doug Jr., and you're watching A Fellowship of Meeples. So I was running a bit late from work, and I had to get to game night, so I rushed home. I grabbed just some of my favorite games without really thinking about it, threw them in some bags, and went off to game night. Well, these are some of the games that I took. Now, I'm going to organize these into 2 separate stacks. So do you know the difference between these 2 stacks? I'll give you a second. Think you got it? Yeah, you see, all these games over here on your right are co-op games, or mostly co-op games. Some of them have a trader option. These games over here to your left, these are competitive games. You see, I think I prefer co-op games. What is it that I really like about co-op games? First of all, I think a co-op game is perhaps easier to teach because in many cases you can help somebody else with their moves, not making the moves for them, but just giving them advice and teaching them rules as you go along. Secondly, I think that co-op games are a great social event because it brings people together, forces you to talk and to plan and to strategize with one another. Well, thirdly, I think I enjoy the emotions that come out of a co-op victory because I know when we won Black Orchestra, when that last roll of the die happened and we defeated Hitler, I mean, everybody cheered and we screamed and people stood up and it was an exciting time, and you don't always get that with a competitive game. So while I do enjoy competitive games very much, I think I have a tendency to like co-op games perhaps a little better. So which type of game is your favorite? Do you prefer a cooperative game or a competitive game, and why? Just leave us some comments because we love to hear from you. Well, we'll see you again next time on A Fellowship of Meeples. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your breakfast.
And that's it for another Board Game Breakfast. First of all, we want to say congratulations to our winners. Almost 200 entries. Noberto Molina and Gordon Smoke. Congratulations to both of you. We'll be emailing you with more information. You get the game at the highest pledge level, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Thank you, Rodney, for showing up today.
This was
lots
a
of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun. It went fast. Went really fast. Didn't win the games, but I had a great time. I didn't come close to winning some of the games.
We're not done with Rodney. We're going to be back here at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time doing our top 10 anticipated games from 2020 based on tons of research and just random guessing.
I can't wait.
So join us then. Until then, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
And I'm Rodney Smith. We'll see ya.
Have fun gaming.